Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're all doing good and having a good day so far. So in today's video, what I wanted to do was talk about team synergies and team building in general, because I feel like it might help you guys identify weak points in your own PvP teams, and maybe you can find a replacement hero that would fit better and make your team stronger. So we're going to use my own team as an example, and we're gonna hop into PvP, watch some fights while we talk about this stuff. So when you're building a PvP team, there's a first step, and the first step is to identify what kind of team you want to run. So do you want to run a CC team, a burst team, a sustain team, or maybe some kind of hybrid like a CC burst team, that type of thing. And once you've made that decision, you're going to want to, choose heroes that are going to help, make that a thing. So the linchpin of my team basically is Igor, and he's what really forces the sustain on this team to happen, because all these tombstones that are out there, they're basically extra lives for Igor, and he is going to almost guarantee that you prolong a fight to a pretty decent amount of time. And really the only way that you can have that be countered is with a hero that has like instant kill or knocks him off the battlefield, like Scarlita. So there's not a whole lot of heroes that directly counter Igor, and even the ones that do don't always do it that well, because he's steadfast, so Siren doesn't really do that well against Igor. Now he can, because if Siren targets Igor, then you might be in trouble. But he's not always targeting Igor, so he can't be pulled in by the black hole. So we've got our first hero, Igor, to establish the theme of our team, which is sustain. So we're gonna need heroes that can do damage on a sustain team and make it viable. So the first hero we chose obviously is Athalia, because Athalia never actually dies. She just goes into her lance form and does her skills from there, and she just loses a little bit of her attack stats. So she's a hero that really works well on sustain. She works well on burst teams. She's just an all-around great hero and fits on a lot of different style teams. So with Athalia, we get good damage, and it's not only sustain damage, but it's also burst damage. So if we need to, we can hopefully, she can maybe burst down a hero that's doing a lot of damage at the start of a fight. And yeah, so that takes care of the first part of our damage. And we're going to need a little bit more damage than just Athalia, because yeah, you don't want the fight to take too long, because if Igor goes through all of his tombstones, he's gonna die. So you need some more damage to help the fight go a little quicker. And the best type of damage to use on a sustain team, in my opinion, is dot damage. And the two heroes that are best for dot damage, obviously, is Bonnie and Citrana. They're really like the only ones that have dot damage. I guess you can kind of consider Odie or Freesto having dot damage, but once those two die, their dots go away. Citrana and Bonnie's dots, however, they don't go away, so they become the best choice for this team, in my opinion, because as soon as they put their as soon as the conditions are met for their dots to occur, they happen, they start doing lots of damage. And if the Bonnie and Citrana dies, it's not the end of the world. Their damage is still gonna happen for the rest of the fight, so it works out really, really well with this team. Now you could use other heroes that also work well in a sustain meta, so heroes that revive like Taylene or Tassie, they would work well in here too. But I think Bonnie and Citrana are just the all-around best choice. I mean, look at the damage that's causing, the dots right there. And there are requirements for their dots to be spread. Like the Bonnie's aging debuff is spread by magic damage dealers hitting the enemies that have the aging debuff, or by the enemy dying, and that'll spread it. So if you get the maximum stacks on Bonnie's decay or her aging debuff, it will spread, or you need to kill the hero and then it spreads. And once you get the maximum stacks on the enemies, they start taking 100% dot damage every 1 second from Bonnie. And Citrana, you trigger hers by having heroes with sparks attack the enemy 3 times. So you need 3 of your heroes with sparks to hit an enemy 1 time each, and then they will ignite. So let's go ahead and do a live attack, and we'll talk about the last hero here on our team. So we currently have Igor as our theme hero. He's, you know, the reason we have sustain. Then we have Athalia for sustained damage and also burst damage. And then we have our Bonnie and Citrana to help encourage the sustained damage that we're doing on our team, because their dots never go away even though they might die. And then we have Callan here to kind of wrap it all up in a nice, neat bow. So let's say you have a box, right, and it got cut down the middle. One side is Igor and Athalia, the other side is Bonnie and Citrana. Well, Callan is the ribbon that wraps the box together and holds it together, because what he's doing is he's providing enough damage reduction at the start of the fight that a burst team isn't going to be able to nuke us down and ruin everything, because you do need some time for Bonnie and Citrana to get their dots out there. And with Callan, you know, absorbing half of the damage from physical and magic attacks for all the heroes within his 2-tile radius is really, really good for us. And then not only that, he does his roar, which stuns everybody, but on top of that, it's hitting everybody. It's doing damage to everybody. So that means the 2 back row heroes, Ludovic and Cryonaya here, when they get hit by the roar, that's usually the last hit they need to ignite and catch fire, and that's what causes so much damage to happen right after the roar. So let's go ahead and hit battle, and we'll watch that happen here. So we're gonna get the normal start to the fight. Callan's gonna wake up, he's gonna roar right here, get the stun out on everyone. That's gonna ignite the back row, and look at all that dot damage that happens, and then they just go down. And yeah, we didn't even lose one of our heroes. So it's a great team, and I think the synergy of this team is just top notch in my opinion. I mean, it works so well together, and yeah, I hope this helped with understanding team building and things like that, because there's like, you know, there's a theme that you pick, and then you need to pick heroes that will encourage that thing to work, whether it's burst damage, sustained damage, or CC, you know, whatever it is, you need to pick heroes. So like, let's say you're running an Aaron Olmus team. That's why Arden was so popular, because he has a lot of burst damage and he does CC, so it fits the meta of that team really, really well. And yeah, so when you're putting your team together, guys, make sure you're identifying what kind of team it is that you're running, and figure out, like, when you're doing fights, see where your weak points are. Like, is CC something a problem when you fight a team that does a lot of CC? Are you having trouble against a team that has a lot of burst? And then, you know, replace a hero here and there that might, you know, counter that or help sustain your team against it, like with damage reduction, that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then also the team that I'm running currently has a lot of replacement heroes that you can use on it. So if you don't have, let's say you don't have Bonnie Citrana, I was saying earlier, you could use Taylene and Tassie. They kind of fit the meta too, but since they take some time to revive and things like that, you can end up the RNG with like Taylene reviving. You might lose out and lose the fight because she's almost revived but didn't make it in time, and yeah, so yeah, Taylene Tassie, Damien Tassie, Damien Taylene. You could use Freyesto in place of Callan. You could do a lot of different things and still have success with this team. But the main core, in my opinion, is Igor and Athalia. And then you can kind of go around and maybe change some heroes out. But I really feel like Callan, Citrana, Bonnie are what really go with Igor and Athalia the best. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you got something out of this one and enjoyed it. Yeah, loot bar link is in the description as always if you want cheaper dragon crystals and extra dragon crystals with your purchases. So yeah, that being said, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I really like brownness, yeah. It's yummy. I play games with y'all.